Consider the most effective person for me as a leader. That was an individual that was my principal at my first teaching position. He was very approachable, visionary, very creative, was just a person that not only we liked, but we realized that he was very real. His most important quality was that he was able to help all of us to understand that we were integral players, that we were very important to the team, that what we did meant something. And because of that, we were able and wanted to go the extra mile. The person that was the most ineffective for me was a principal at that same school. She was quite the opposite for me. She was very much a person that had favorites, and those favorites were people that she led. If you were not her favorite, then you did not acquire any attention. She also only led people that she thought were worthy of her attention. As I look back, one of the things that she was able to do very well was to encourage us to apply for awards. And as a result of that, I was able to get a number of awards under her reign. And it wasn't until then that she thought that I was worthy of receiving that kind of leadership that she could offer other people. When I consider my own leadership and what I think is important and how I lead, I think that probably I fall under the category of servant leader. I try very hard to be a team player and a part of the that process in being in getting the job done. So I'm very much in the trenches with those that I have been summoned to lead. I am a one that tries to be very empathetic. I try to be understanding. I think probably one of my greatest strengths is that I'm able to see people's strengths. I'm able to guide people and help people to recognize that they have to offer. And sometimes that offering are even things that they have not considered are valuable, or even that they have those gifts or have those talents. And I reach people, or try to reach people where they are. As I consider what people say about me, then I would hope that many of the things I just said are things that they also feel. However, I do know that they say I'm very patient. They say that I'm understanding, that I am for real. I'm very down to earth. And many times people do things just because of the kind of human being that they think I am, the kind of person and the relationship that I've built with them, which is also very, very important. And they say that I'm a very good mentor. I try to be a very good coach. As I consider growth and that I need to do, then looking at the literature, then I examine what the literature says. And one of the things that I have seen is that according to Heifetz, he says leadership is on the line, and that there's an urgency involved in it, that we all have gifts and we all have talents, and it is incumbent upon us to lead through those talents and gifts that God has given us, that there are people that need hope, and that we have been recognized to help other people through the journey, through the gifts and talents that we have to offer, and that there's an urgency for that. As I look at what Coleman says, then he talks about the fact that we have to have that courage, that we do have those gifts, he reiterates as well. And excuse me, and through those gifts that we can model. But he also talks about the fact that leading through the heart, that leadership is just like a symphony, that it's like music that's being played. And just as people are inspired through their emotions upon the music that they hear, that's what we do as leaders, that we reach out to hearts. And through reaching those hearts, then we can help to inspire people, we can help to guide people. And as we look at people like Martin Luther King and Mandela, that's what they did. That's what they did. And that's what I desire to do. I desire to grow in that way, that I can reach people's hearts, that I can tag upon that part of them and help them to understand that there is hope, that there is desire, that they can reach their goals, that they can strive to be the person and the thing and that they want to be and that they want to reach. So as I try to grow in those areas, developing that courage and trying to gain more knowledge and trying to become more visionary and trying to get more tactics and strategies, then I can not only understand the importance of the heart and the importance of understanding that this is a very important thing, that this is a team effort and that everybody has a part, as we have been admonished by Cotter and as I saw in my example of a good leader. Then I'm also reminded of what McRaven, the Army SEAL, Navy SEAL said. And he said all that he did, what he aspired to do first thing in the morning, was to make his bed. Because then he could make his bed properly and he knew that he had done something right. And from that, he could pattern himself in a way that he could do other things right, that he could have a hope that he had done that. And even if he didn't reach and didn't do anything that was great that day, he knew that he had done one thing right, and it was make his bed. So I model that that same thing in my own life, that if I can make my bed in the morning, then I know I can do other things right, that I can become a good leader, that I can become one, as Cotter says, that never gives up, that I can become one that is courageous and inspirational and can reach